Hello everybody, welcome to the final opening day game in the Demolition League. This is game number 5 of the first day, actually second day because 2 teams were off today. We're on the April 14th day on the calendar, which is the second day of the season. But these are the opening games for the teams that were off on the 13th. So you can see Series 1, Matchup 5, Game 1, and it's game number 5 overall. It is the New York Mets at the Seattle Mariners. Pitching matchup is a good one. Jacob deGrom for the Mets against King Felix for the Mariners. So hopefully it'll be a nice tidy game. Of course, by saying that, it's going to be 10-9. But anyway, that's what we got. And we'll look at our starting lineups. There will be a DH because Seattle is the home team. So we got Granderson in right, Murphy at second, Wright at third, Duda at first. Kadire is your DH for the Mets. Neuenhuis in left for the Mets, Flores at short, Plawecki in catching, and Juan Lagares in center. For the Mariners, Austin Jackson in center, Robinson Cano at second, Seth Smith in right, Nelson Cruz the DH, Kyle Seager at third, Logan Morrison at first, Brad Miller at short, Dustin Ackley in left, and Mike Zunino doing the catching for the Mariners. Now, let's get everything lined up as best as possible. I'm trying to get the camera down or the phone down as low as I can so you can see the cards better, but I want to make sure you can see all the score sheet as well. Zunino is the number 9 man in the order, so we can see his activity, and up here I can see the 1 through 5, so we're going good there. All right, so King Felix on the season, 2015, 18-9, 3.53 ERA, and 31 starts. And actually, it shows up, the basic side shows up much better on camera than the advanced side, I think, because of the contrast of the black typing or whatever, I don't know. But with the white background and the black writing, it seems to show up better, but we're in advance, so what can I say? All right, so leading things off will be Curtis Granderson for the Mets. I'll do a final check to make sure everything is copacetic, and it looks like it is. And we are ready to go. King Felix finishing up the warm-up tosses. Curtis Granderson stepping up to the plate. And game number 5 of 270 is now underway. 1-8 for Granderson. He's going to fly to center. 1 away. Granderson is retired. Here's Daniel Murphy. 5-12, and that's a ground ball first base X. We're looking at Logan Morrison for the Mariners, and he's a 3 as a first baseman. 3 and a 1, that's going to get through for a base hit. So Murphy, a 3 and a 1, is it a single or a double? It is a single, 2 stars, but nobody's on, so it's just a single for Murphy to get to first base. He will not be held as an E stealer, so no worries there. That'll bring up David Wright at third base. 1-7. And that's a single, 2 stars. So how about that? We talked about a good pitching matchup, and all of a sudden the Mets have runners on the corners with only 1 out. Right, a D stealer will not be held. The Mariners are playing for the double play. They want to turn 2 here against Lucas Duda, 3-8. And it's a good thing they played for a double play, because if it had played in, that would have been a base hit. As it is, it's a ground ball to second. And that'll be a 4-6-3 double play to end the inning. So Lloyd McClennan doing the smart thing, playing back. Had he been playing in, that would have been a base hit. But as it is, King Felix is appreciative of the double play turned by Cano and Miller. All right, so Jacob deGrom on the 2015 season, 14-8 with a 2.54 ERA and 30 starts. So 1/3 of the season, he will get 10 starts in this little league. Austin Jackson, you may have seen him on Tenacious Earl's thing. I think he got traded to Chicago later in the season to the Cubs. So I think that's why he appeared on the Cubs part of Tenacious Earl's video, or his TBL. But he started the season in Seattle. So let's move this up so you can make sure you see everything, hopefully. All right, Austin Jackson against deGrom, 2-8. It's a single and a 1-17. It's a 20 though, so boy, you need some breaks against deGrom, and he couldn't get one. That 20 was not a good roll for him. So instead of a leadoff single where he could do some damage on the base paths, he is out of there as Murphy took care of that, no problem. Oops, let's get this straight. Okay. All right, so we bring up Robinson Cano, who would go on to play for the Mets later on, ironically. 4-7 against DeGrom, struck him out. So 2 down. First of probably many Ks for DeGrom. Here's Seth Smith, 1-8, and it's a ground ball to second. Handled by Murphy again, and it's a 1-2-3 inning. Very quickly go the Mariners. We go to the top of the second, no score. King Felix back out. We'll be facing the DH, Michael Kadire. 1-6 for Kadire, and he flies to center. 1 away. Brings up Kirk Nieuwenhuis, left fielder. 3-4, and he's going to strike out. So Nieuwenhuis will grab some bench. That brings up Wilmer Flores, the shortstop. 4-7, and that's a strikeout by King Felix. Easy 1-2-3 inning for Mr. Felix. Showing why he's the king. And we go to the bottom of the second, no score. DeGrom now will face Nelson Cruz. That's a leaner, so I'm going to re-roll that. 3-10 for Cruz. That's a 1-7 single. Anything else, he grounds to DeGrom. And that's a grounder back to DeGrom. 1 away. Brings up Kyle Seager. 4-7, and that's another strikeout for DeGrom. Strikeout number 2. Mariners haven't put the ball in the outfield yet. Here's Morrison. 3-4, and that's a ground ball to third, right over to Duda. Inning's over, and they still haven't put the ball in the outfield. And it's a 1-2-3 inning for DeGrom. We go to the top of the third. No score. From Safeco Field here in Seattle. Of course, in advance, we're not using the ballpark effects, but we are at Safeco Field for all intents and purposes. Kevin Plawecki, the catcher, will lead things off for the Mets. 6-4 against King Felix. That's a ground ball third base X. That's Kyle Seager. And Seager checks in as a 2 third baseman. 2-16 as a third baseman is a ground ball A. It's good enough. 1 away. Took a tough hop and made it work. Here's Lagares, center fielder. 6-2. That's a ground ball to third. Again, Seager makes the play. No need to worry about the stuff here on the bottom. That's for super advanced. So Lagares is retired. Brings up Curtis Granderson. 4-2. 4-2 against the lefty is a fly to left, and that's going to end the inning. Another easy inning for King Felix, and this pitching duel has, in fact, shown itself as it thought it might be. Here's Brad Miller, shortstop. See if it's Miller time for the Mariners or not. 3-11, and he's going to walk. So first base runner for the Mariners, and it's going to be a leadoff walk. Miller is a B stealer, and boy, you got to wonder, can you get any runs off of DeGrom? So they may be looking to run. As a B stealer, he starts at a 13 being held, makes him a 10 because you lose 3 for that. And then the catcher arm, Plawecki, checks in as a 0. So it's a 50-50 proposition, 1-10. I think you got to try to get him in scoring position. So it's 1-10. And he's in there, and it's a possible throwing error with that 1. Plawecki's T rating for his throwing error is a T2. So not likely to have a throwing error, but you never know. And it's not, but it is a stolen base for Miller. He'll take it. He gets into scoring position with nobody out. He will be held at second base. For Dustin Ackley, who would later in the season be traded to the Yankees, but right now is with Seattle. 5-7. Strikeout for DeGrom. That's the way to keep runners from moving up, is to strike them out. All right, here's Zunino, number 9 hitter. 5-11. That's a fly ball right field X. That's Curtis Granderson in right field, and Granderson checks in as a 2 with an E6, but 2 right now for his range. 2 and a 17 should be good all day long. 2 and a 17 is a fly ball B, but nobody's on third, so it doesn't matter. It's just a fly out. 2 down. It's not a B question mark, so you can't move the runner up to third. I don't think. Let me check the advanced rules, because I gotta see on this advanced rules you might be able to move him up on a B, or it may have to be a B question mark. So I want to make sure I'm doing this correctly. Don't want to overlook anything. So take a quick second to do this fly ball B thing. So let me find it in the rules. There we go. Fly ball B. Let's see here. Everything I'm seeing is talking about, or here, on a fly ball B to right field only, a runner at second base may advance with this calculation. Okay, so he can move up possibly. Miller, check his run rating. Miller runs at a 14. Granderson's arm in right field. Granderson's arm is a +2, so that's going to help him. So that's already getting him off to a good start. +2, and the 14 makes it a 16. Then you add 2 more to make it an 18. So 1 to 18, he's going to make it. 19, he's got to hold. 20, he's out. So he will make it to third base. So I want to make sure I don't miss that rule. Runner on second base, a fly ball B without the question mark. He does have the option of moving up, which he did. So he goes to third base. And now it's up to Austin Jackson to drive him home with 2 outs. 3-7, and he grounds it to short, and that's going to end the inning as Flores puts it away, and Mariners come away empty-handed. They get the runner to third, but can't do anything about it as DeGrom shuts them down. We go to the fourth, no score. King Felix and DeGrom going at it here at Safeco Field. Daniel Murphy singled and was stranded at third. First time up, 6-4. Ground ball third base X, that's Kyle Seager. And Seager at third base once again. I think he's already had a couple of defensive chances. He's a 2. 2 and a 20, that's good all day long. And Seager up to the task. 1 away, Murphy is retired. Speaking of third baseman, here's David Wright. 3-3 for Wright, and he's going to ground to short. There is no ballpark effect to worry about, so the shortstop Miller makes the play. 2 down for Lucas Duda. 5-6 against a lefty is a fly to center. Austin Jackson hauls it in. And once again, we're moving on to the bottom of the fourth with no score. Felix and DeGrom going at it. Robbie Cano will lead things off for the Mariners here in the bottom of the fourth, and I think it went blurry again on me, so it's a good thing I checked that. All right, hopefully it wasn't blurry too long. But we're back in focus again. Here's Cano, 3-9, and all these hits in column 3, and he found a ground ball back to DeGrom. 1 away for Seth Smith. 3-7 for Smith. 1 to 10 is a single. Anything else, he lines to second. Let's do it where you can actually see it on the thing here. 8 is a single. And it was a 1 to 10 when it was off camera too, so, but I wanted to show it where it was actually, we could see it. So Seth Smith does get a single, 1 out single. He's an E stealer. He will not be held. And big Nelson Cruz up to the plate. 4-7, and that's a strikeout. DeGrom, yet another strikeout. Out number 2. Going to send up Kyle Seager. 3-6 for Seager. Grounds it back to DeGrom, and the inning is quickly over. So the single by Seth Smith doesn't amount to anything. We go to the fifth, no score. It's my third game in a row that I'm recording, so my voice may be going a little bit, but Saturday is the day I get a chance to do a lot of free time to record these things, so kind of recording. I'll upload them kind of piecemeal every other day maybe, but got to play them in chunks if you want to get through these 270s. All right, here is Kadire, the DH, 3-8, and he's going to strike out. So King Felix sets down Kadire, 1 away for Kirk Neuenice. 5-5, and that's another strikeout. There's a dot, but of course he's not tired yet. His fatigue inning comes next inning. So 2 up and 2 down for Wilmer Flores. 2-4, and he's going to ground it to Seager to end the inning. So neither pitcher wants to give an inch. We go to the bottom of the 5th, no score. Grom back out. We'll be facing Logan Morrison. 5-8. That's a fly to center. 1 away. Brad Miller. 3-7. Struck him out. Yet another strikeout for the Grom. Brings up Dustin Ackley. 6-5. And that's a ground ball shortstop X. That's a Wilmer Flores. And Wilmer checks in as a 4. Not very good on his range. 4 and a 3. That's a base hit. So Dustin Ackley sneaks one past Mr. Flores. As a D-stealer, he will not be held. And that brings up Zunino. Now let's check here. As a D-stealer not being held, are they going to try to sneak him over to second base? Let's see. Plawecki is a 0 arm. As a D-stealer, it's a 9. He's not being held. So it'll be a 1-9. Almost a 50-50 chance. I think it's almost worth it. So they're going, with 2 outs, they're going to try to see if Ackley can sneak over and steal second base. He will on a 1-9. 16 he's caught stealing. So may have been a foolish move, but I thought it was a good gamble. Because runs are at a premium and you got to do something to get people on base in scoring position. So Zunino will have to wait and hit next inning. We go to the 6th, no score. And Plawecki just made that nice throw. Will lead things off against King Felix. 4-5. That's another strikeout. So masterful pitching on both sides. Here's Juan Lagares. 2-10, and that's a nice hit there for Lagares. 1-4 is a double. Anything else is a single. Whoop, that's off the table, but hopefully it's a 19. I'm not going to re-roll these things anymore. I'm just going to take them as they are. 19 is a single for Lagares. He is a C stealer. He will be held, but keep in mind the catcher for the Mariners, Zunino, is a -1 arm. So let's see. C stealer starts out with an 11. -1 makes him a 10. Held makes him a 7. So 1-7, he's not going to try anything. He is held, but he won't try it. And instead, they'll let Curtis Granderson see what he can do. 3-6 for Granderson. And that's a 1-13 home run. 14-20 is a double. 1-13, it's gone. It's gone. Curtis Granderson, a 2-run bomb. And the Mets break through against King Felix here in the 6th. A 2-run shot by Curtis Granderson. Obviously his first of the year, being his first game. And here's Daniel Murphy. King Felix let one get away from him. 3-11. Another possible home run. 1-16. Daniel Murphy, is this back-to-back jacks? No, it's a 20, so a deep fly to left, but on the warning track, Mr. Ackley makes the catch. 2 down, and King Felix escaped that one. Here's David Wright. 3-7, struck him out, and that's going to end the inning. Good thing it wasn't 3-8. That would have been a plus injury, but 3-7 is just a regular strikeout. But 2-run home run from Curtis Granderson has given the Mets a 2-0 lead. As we go to the bottom of the 6th, this is DeGrom's point of weakness inning, but he hasn't shown much weakness in this game so far, and he's probably energized by getting those 2 runs. He'll be facing Zunino, who was at the plate when Ackley was caught stealing. 4-7, and that's another strikeout. There's a dot there, but he's not tired yet, so strikeouts will stand. 1 down for Austin Jackson. 3-4, that's a walk. 1 out walk to Austin Jackson. Does he try anything? Or do you let, I think with Cano and Smith and Cruz coming up, you let them swing away. Jackson will be held, but he won't go anywhere. Cano, 3-10, and that's a single to center field. Don't know if you want to run on the arm of Lagares. Lagares is a -2 arm, so with being down by 2 runs, they're going to hold Jackson at first base. That puts runners at first and second for Seth Smith. 1 more hit and DeGrom will reach fatigue. 6-9, struck him out. Another big strikeout for DeGrom. And now here comes the colossal battle against Nelson Cruz and his 40-plus home runs against DeGrom. 2-7, but he strikes out, which is something he does a lot as well. So DeGrom pitches around all the mess, keeps the Mariners off the board. We go to the top of the 7th. Still 2-0. Felix Hernandez will come back out. This is his fatigue inning. So we'll see what he can do when it gets to that. He'll be facing Lucas Duda to start things off. 1-6 for Duda. That's a double. Leadoff double for Duda. And now the Mariner bullpen is starting to stir up down there. In fact, let's look at the bullpen and benches. That's one thing I forgot to do. Meant to do it at the start of the game and didn't do it. So let's do it now. Let's look at the benches and bullpens for both teams. The Mariners have 4 righties off the bench. They have Justin Ruggiano, Willie Bloomquist, Jesus Zucre, the backup catcher, and Franklin Gutierrez. In the pen, they have the 2 left-handers. One is Joe Beimel, and the other left-hander is Charlie Furbush. The right-handers, Mark Lowe, Carson Smith, Danny Farquhar, Tom Wilhelmsen, and Fernando Rodney. So those are all the pitchers in the bullpen for Seattle. They do have the right-hander Wilhelmsen loosening in the bullpen. Right now, here's Kadire, and the runner Duda not being held at second base. 5-7, and that's a ground ball, second base X. Second base is Robbie Cano, and Cano checks in as a 3. 3 and a 1, that's going to get through for a base hit. How many stars? 3 and a 1 is 2 stars. That's an RBI single for Kadire. It's 3-0 Mets. And King Felix might be losing it. Might be losing his effectiveness right now. Kadire not going to be held. Here's Newenice. 6-3. Ground ball pitcher X. He's a 2 E15, but he's a 2 as a pitcher. 2 and a 7. On the advanced chart for a pitcher goes to his error rating. So he's an E15. E15 and a 9 for a pitcher. E15 and a 9 is a ground ball A. So with the ground ball A, that's going to be a double play. 1-6-3. That helps the cause. Quickly 2 down now for Wilmer Flores. So they probably want to let King Felix finish the inning. 2 outs, base is clear. 3-8 is a pop out to short, and that's going to end the inning. And I think that's going to do it for King Felix. He's going to go 7 innings, give up 3 runs. And he's going to face 25 batters. So the Mariners will go to their bullpen for the 8th and 9th. As for DeGrom, do they want to keep him going for the 7th? I think they're going to at least let him pitch to the 7th. See if he gets tired or not. We'll look at the Mets bench and bullpen as well as we move on later in the game. They have 4 righties on their bench. Got John Mayberry Jr., Eric Campbell, Ruben Tejada, and backup catcher Travis d'Arnaud. And in the bullpen, you get the 2 lefties. You get Alex Torres and Sean Gilmartin. And then you have right-handers Bobby Parnell, Logan Verrett, Carlos Torres, Hansel Robles, Eric Goodell, and Jeurys Familia. Was that 8? It seemed like there was 9 there. Maybe I had one too many pitchers. Nope, that's 8. That's what it's supposed to be. Okay, so we move on. Kyle Seager will lead things off against DeGrom. Mets do have, of course, right-handed action in the bullpen. They do have right-hander Hansel Robles and left-hander Alex Torres. They got double-barrel action in their pen, just in case DeGrom falters. 5-2 is a ground ball to second, so easy play there by Murphy. 1 away. Brings up Logan Morrison. 311, and that's a straight up home. I'm sorry, it's a single. I was looking at the 310. 311 is a single for Logan Morrison. Almost went deep, but not quite. He's a C stealer. He will be held, but down 3-0. They're not going to go anywhere. Here's Brad Miller. 5-2. That's a ground ball, second base save. It's a 4-6-3 double play. And just like that, the inning is complete. So that, any thoughts of a comeback in that inning were thwarted pretty easily. So King Felix is done, as are the Mariners. So we need a new pitcher. And let's see who they're going to go to officially. They had Will Helmsen in the bullpen. And I think that's where they're going. Tom Wilhelmsen. 2-2, 3.19 ERA and 13 saves. So Tom Wilhelmsen. Wilhelmsen is in. Don't know about DeGrom. I think that they're going to cap DeGrom at the 7 innings. They don't want to wear him out for sure. So they will have bullpen action going for them as well. No pitchers are hitting, so they don't have to worry about pinch hitting for him. Plawecki will lead things off here against Wilhelmsen. 1-7, and he pops up to short. One away. Brings up Lagares. 5-8, that's a ground ball to short. Handled very easily there by Miller. 2 down for Curtis Granderson. Had that big 2-run homer his last time up. 4-8. This time he walks. They didn't want any part of Granderson. 2-out walk to Granderson. He is a C stealer. He will be held. I think they're going to hold it. They're not going to try anything. Here's Murphy. 4-4 for Murphy. It's a catcher X. We're looking at Zunino. And Zunino is a 2. 2 and a 7. 2 and a 7 is a straight up pop out. So no pass ball or wild pitch. It's a straight up pop out to end the inning. Mets go in the 8th, relatively quiet. Go to the bottom of the 8th, and we need a new pitcher for the Mets. And we'll figure out who that's going to be. They got Ackley, a lefty, Zunino, and Jackson. So 1 lefty and 2 righties coming up. Let's see how they want to play it. Out of their pen. I believe they're going to go to a right-hander in this case. Hansel Robles. So Hansel Robles, the right-hander, 4-3, 3.67 ERA, no saves. He will be on in back of DeGrom. DeGrom went 7 innings facing 25 batters. So it'll be the number 8 hitter Ackley, followed by Zunino, and I think they're going to pinch hit for Zunino. So we will get a pinch hitter for Zunino. And we'll get the new catcher Sucre in the 9th. So the pinch hitter, they're all right-handed hitters on the bench. None of them are very good. Franklin Gutierrez is the best they have, but you know what? They're going to go to Justin Ruggiano. They got a feeling, they just got a vibe about Ruggiano. So Ruggiano will be the new pinch hitter for Zunino. Ruggiano will pinch hit, and then Sucre will catch. But first things first, it's Dustin Ackley. 5-6, struck him out, 1 away. Ackley is retired. And now that brings up the outfielder Justin Ruggiano. 214 hitter, 2 home runs and 70 at bats. Really does better against lefties, but they're going to give him a shot here, see what happens. 2-9, and he struck him out. So apparently the vibe they had didn't work out. Franklin Gutierrez would have also struck out, though. So if it makes them feel any better, they wouldn't have done any better. Sucre is the new catcher now. And now Austin Jackson with 2 outs and the bases clear. 6-5, and that's a fly to left to end the inning. 1, 2, 3 inning, nothing doing. We go to the 9th, it's still 3-0 Mets. And let's check on the Mariners. Do they want to stick with Wilhelmsen? He does have like a long relief rating. So I think they're going to stick with Wilhelmsen, at least to start anyway. They do have lefty activity in the bullpen. Do the Mariners. They do have Joe Beimel, a lefty. He is loosening in case Wilhelmsen runs into trouble. Right now, here's David Wright. do one final check here of, yeah, it looks like everything's still in focus. All right, so David Wright leading off for the Mets, 2-8, and that's a ground ball to first. It's a C, so we'll do the 0-3-1 thing as on the suggestion of Tribe Fan, formerly known as Tribe Fan, now Cleveland baseball fan, I think. Here's Lucas Duda. 2-5 for Duda, struck him out. So Will Helmsman's still rolling along pretty well. 2 up, 2 down, and here's Kadire, the DH. 3-5, struck him out. So very tidy ninth inning there. Will Helmsman goes 2 innings, faces only 7 batters, but they won't use him. He'll get a day off tomorrow. So they keep their lefties all rested. They only use 2 pitchers. That keeps their bullpen rested pretty well. 3-0 game, so it is a save situation. So Robles will depart despite pitching a 1-2-3 inning. He's going to leave, and they're going to the closer. And that, of course, is the right-hander, Jeurys Familia. 2-2, 1.85 ERA and 43 saves. So Familia looking to get and record a save. And I have to double check it, but this might be the first save of the season. I don't know if any other games had saves. San Francisco, do they have a save? Yeah, Casilla of San Francisco had a save, so this will be the second save of the season if it's successful. Familia will be facing Cano, Smith, and Cruz, heart of the order for the Mariners, in a 3-0 game. Familia to Cano, 6-5, struck him out, so Familia gets the strikeout. 1 away, here is Seth Smith. 6-5 again, another strikeout against the lefty. Same roll came up twice, and it worked just as nice for Familia. Here's Nelson Cruz. 3-8 for Cruz, ground ball to third. Wright's got it over to Duda, and the ball game is over. The Mets pitch a shutout against the Mariners by the score of 3-0. Great pitching by Grom, who gets the win and improves to 1-0. Good pitching by Hernandez, but no run support. He drops to 0-1, and Familia picks up save number 1. Look at the totals. There weren't much in the way of hits for either team, or runs, I should say. Definitely not runs. Let's check hits. For the Mets, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I've got them for 6 hits. And for the Mariners, let's see what they get. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. I've only got them for 4 hits. So unofficially, till I put it in the computer, we have the Mets beating the Mariners 3-0 behind great pitching from Jacob deGrom and a 2-run homer from Curtis Granderson. For the Mets, 3 runs, 6 hits, no errors. For the Mariners, no runs, 4 hits, and no errors. deGrom the winner, 1-0. Hernandez the loser, 0-1. And Familia his first save. And thus completes day 1, or game 1 for each team. 5 games in the book, 265 to go. And now I'm starting to look forward to it, because now going forward, we're going to be using the rest rolls, because it'll be teams' second games. The only ones I won't use rest rolls for are Cincy, Boston, and San Francisco, Cleveland, because they had the day off today, so they rested theoretically there. So Dustin Pedroia, who was injured for 1 game or half a game or whatever, will be available to come back and start in the next game for Boston if they choose, or they might choose to use Brock Holt. We'll see. But that's it in the books. And I'm getting to knock these games out in just over a half hour, which is really good, which is helping me move this project along. I don't want it to stall. And of course, on Saturdays is when I can really, bear down and maybe record, or not record, but at least play 4 or 5 games and maybe record a couple, so that we can piecemeal them out. Most likely what I will do is I'll probably play the second game of the season for each team offline, all 5 games. And then the third game between San Francisco and Cleveland, since they were not on the video, I'll record that game. That's most likely what I will do. Not 100% sure, but we'll see how it plays out. You guys probably don't want to see so many recordings all the time, because you get tired of that. So I'll try to minimize that. I'd rather have somebody say, why isn't he putting up more recordings, than turn around and say, why is he putting up so many recordings? So I'd rather be the other way around. Let's go do it from here. Mets win. Mets win. I know somewhere RJL is happy. And until next time, Enjoy playing whatever game you choose to play, however you choose to play it. And I will see you all down the road.